When you go to local country or suburban cricket or football clubs, you see some quaint things. And I'll tell you what, I love the grandstand here at the Crib Point Cricket Football Netball Club because, well, it's old, it's been around a long time, it's got a nice little dugout for the change rooms, and just in general, I just think it's one of the nicest pavilions I've ever seen, and it's a great pleasure to catch up with a man who does a lot for the Crib Point Cricket Club, former president. He's been on the committee a long time. He had retired as a player, but as is often the case, when cricket teams lose a lot of players the night before a match, you have to be, I suppose, enticed out of retirement. Craig Newton, was that what happened to you?
It was on Thursday night, selection, few blokes out, about 18 all up, and got to put your hand up to keep the club going. So we're rushing around this morning, even looking for 3 or 4 more. So it's been a tough couple of days and a tough season for us this year.
Why is that, do you think?
I think it's just with local cricket in general. Over the last few years, we've noticed the drop-off in probably the younger age group, the 17 to 25. We're struggling in that age group across the whole comp. If you look, the average age of most teams now is getting up into the high 30s. It's where it used to be in the low 30s. Now it's probably 39. We've got blokes playing in this is our seconds playing out behind us on 54. Matty, who's out there batting now's 50, and so's the and young Brendan who's 40 odd. He's batting out there as well. So it's we're not a young team here. We've got a couple of young blokes, a couple of good up and comers, but it's getting harder. It's getting harder at the moment to keep going with 4 teams.
So are you concerned about the long-term future of the club, and the long-term future maybe of the competition in its current form?
Cricket, I'm not too concerned. We'll always seem to get players. I think the standard is the thing that's suffering at the moment. Blokes at this age, when I first started playing, we'd never be in the seconds or firsts. You'd always find the crusty old blokes in the thirds and fourths, terrorising the young kids. But now we're up here getting terrorised by the real good young kids that are keen to play.
So there are still some good young kids out there. I mean, there's a lot to do now for young kids nowadays compared to when I was growing up and when you were growing up, Craig. I'm 50, so we're about the same vintage, and we would play cricket in summer if we were good enough, football in winter if we were good enough. But nowadays there's so many other things, isn't there?
Yeah, and it's the time commitment. Cricket's an all day thing. So I've been playing for 47 years since I was 7 years old. It's a big commitment. You're there. It's a 6-hour game, hour there before, and you've got to spend a couple of hours after the game reminiscing on how well you played, even if you didn't. So, yeah.
And do you have a good relationship? I noticed there's a book out, and we spoke to the author of the book in the last home game for the football team this year. There's a book out with the netball, cricket and football clubs. Is there a good relationship between the 3 sporting clubs?
Yeah, it's had its testy times, of course, but a lot of the blokes that play cricket here play footy here as well. So it's been a good relationship. As you can see by the facilities, we all work well together to keep it up and going. We've got good club rooms over there, social rooms, and our grandstand and that could do with a bit of work, but it's quaint and it's old, but we could do with some work. But the footy and cricket club get on well together. Don't
change the grandstand. I reckon it's one of the best grandstands I've seen. I'm in love with grandstands, in love with, I suppose, things that are a bit rustic, and I reckon it stands out beautifully. And I think it sort of makes Crib Point what it is in a lot of ways, Craig.
It does. The other thing is that the only problem is during the winter I wouldn't want to be in there. It does leak a little.
Thank you, Craig. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having us down here today, and let's hope you're not playing too many more matches.
I hope not either.
Get your game face on.